Once upon a time in Canaan, there was a young guy named Joseph. Now, Joseph wasn't just any ordinary young guy. He was the ultimate daddy's boy. He even got the famous multicolored coat, kind of like the limited edition of fashion. Obviously, this didn't sit well with his 11 brothers, who were already members of the Envy Club. And to make things worse, Joseph couldn't resist telling them that one day, they'd all bow down to him because he was simply the best. Who could have possibly guessed that wouldn't go over well, right? So the brothers, in a moment of family bonding, decided to throw Joseph into a pit and sell him as a slave. Yep, sold their own brother, because nothing says "I love you" like a good plan to get rid of someone. They ripped his coat and smeared it with blood, telling their dad he'd been eaten by a lion. Because why not make everything more dramatic, right? Joseph ended up in Egypt, where he was bought by a guy named Potiphar. And guess what? Potiphar's wife took one look at Joseph and thought, "Wow, what a handsome man." So she started flirting with him, but Joseph, with his supernatural intelligence and survival instincts, turned her down. What happened next? She lied about him, and Joseph found himself in prison. What a twist, huh? But Joseph wasn't done yet. Even in prison, he was still using his superpower of interpreting dreams. When Pharaoh had some weird dreams, the butler, who was free because of Joseph, finally remembered our hero. Joseph, with all his wisdom, interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh was so impressed that he promoted Joseph to governor of Egypt, from prisoner to head of state. And now, the cherry on top, 7 years later, when famine hit, Joseph's brothers showed up in Egypt to buy food. And guess what? They didn't recognize Joseph. And what does he do? Messes with them, of course. Creates some suspense, only revealing his identity at the very end, because who needs revenge when you're the governor of Egypt, right? In the end, Joseph forgave his brothers because, after all, he realized that everything that happened was part of God's plan to save his family. Moral of the story: life's full of twists, even the comedic kind. If you're going through a tough time, maybe fate has a promotion to governor of Egypt waiting for you in the future. The end.